move against these players, it will be Yoshino on his first game of Cassante for the split forever, even, and Jane with the Gragas in the mid lane, as you predicted. And
forever, you say.
it should work out pretty comfortable.
You say it like he's playing Cassante now and then never again. I don't think that's the case. I mean, Cassante is a stable meta pick in general still, and I think this game might just be one game where Team Flash is really looking good. I mean, we also see like the newer top side for the side of Team Secret, right? It's Kratos and Kiang playing, and I mean, we have seen the other guys, but on their side, I mean, they won some with those, but they also lost a lot. So remains to be seen if that's like their best option to really go for. Either way, I also like Team Flash draft a bit more. And just that, I kind of hate the Nautilus pick. I mean, that's usual. I mean, we just kind of are saturated in this pick in general, but we have seen enough of it. Nautilus against Leona, a little bit of a counter pick, but as we said that, we are on the Rift, as you said. So here we see how the first jungle buffs are really going. Fukwon actually starting on the blue side red buff, so he's pathing into Yoshino and might just make quick work of this Gnar around the minute 3, minute 4 mark to really punish a mini Gnar, really overextending against Yoshino to get punished over there. As we see the race level 2 in bot lane. Yeah, good hook coming out. And they are contesting level 2. I mean,
get a little bit more control.
Ziggs should be very quick in this, as he can easily damage the wave, but they are later actually.
Yeah, it's not by much, but it's enough for Pudding to push in super aggressively. It's the flash ignite from Zhu Hao to scare Pudding away. All in all, it's gonna just be a trade of summoners, but it's 2 on the side of Zhu Hao for the cleanse and the ignite from Sora. And it's actually Puddin who's going to have to back away. Having gone for that cull means he's just a little bit squishier in that trade.
He is, and considering we had a cull, I think the trade went kind of fine for him. But in general, I think it was surprising that they even contested level 2 that much against the Ziggs, who easily can push this wave in quite quickly, deal a lot of AoE damage to the wave itself. As we see Fukwon with the Weapon gang on towards Kratos. Kratos being very low on the rage bar, he could never turn Mega Gnar here. But he went the correct escape route, and Fukwon might just play Wing around the rosy with him.
Kratos has to pick
they bait the flash.
Oh.
I was so smart, actually. Yoshino pinned to the wall, baiting into flash over, and then it would be the waiting arms for the side of Fukwon, but he actually never went there. And actually, that's kind of surprising to me. Fukwon got an assist just because the Herald Path was below him. He didn't do any single instant of damage to Kratos, but he still got an assist for it, which is, I think, kind of surprising to me. But apparently that works.
Broken interaction, nerf, disable Viego. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, the Wound King doesn't deserve it. Yeah, I mean, if it works with Trundle as well, it's fair, I think, because Trundle also doesn't give anything to his allies, but the Herald Path alone. I mean, they also kind of just told the side of Kratos that he can't really flash over, because he kind of knew that if he flashes over, then Viego would be waiting there. As we say that, that's another Weapon gank.
Oh, Kyung wasn't paying attention. He's going to find his way onto Jane as the response, but Fook is just in the right spot. He should be able to pick up Kyung pretty quickly. Suha is in the area, but that reset should be huge. Fook is going to maybe pick up Artifact. No, Artifact manages to escape. Comet is enough alongside Scorch, and now Sora is here. They can't quite burst down Suha. Jane does not have the mana to continue. So blue buff, red buff transfer, it's all complete. Zhu Hao is the happiest man alive with his double buffs.
And Fukwon plays such a stellar early game, like I just gotta say, like starting off with the bot side and getting the early gank out of the side of Yoshino. And here, what I want to see is the following. You see the flashes and events come out by Kiang, but Kiang gets focused down pretty quickly, and now Fukwon gets the kill, but first of all doesn't take away the soul from the Maokai to turn into Maokai. He just waits a bit, then turns to Maokai, just uses the Twisted Advance and the Bramble Smash to really knock both of them in. And Jane, of course, with a good follow-up. The barrel, followed up by Comet and the Scorch, enough to just barely kill off Artifact. So Team Flash off to a very great start to this early game, and it's all on the back of Fukwon, who just knows when to gank and what to gank.
Yeah, found a very nice angle onto Kiang, and of course still had that flash up because all he needed to do was stop Kratos from flashing himself over that wall, which gave that first blood to Yoshino. Fook has absolutely ran this early game, and now he's got Sora in tow. They're not going to quite pick up the dragon. It's still a little bit hard for them to do that, given they've sacked all priority in the bot lane. But they're still trying to track Kiang. They want to know exactly where he is. And with that, gold lead with that Sheen advantage onto Fook, it's just going to be a bit too hard for Kyung to actually really contest this Viego at this point in time. See if Suha wants to make his way into the mid lane.
Team Secret can't just fight anything with Team Flash does as long as Fook1 is around it. I mean, the bot lane going surprisingly poor for the side of Team Flash, but other than that, the whole top side is winning right now. Yoshino with the first kill on their side, and they just now start this Infernal Drake on Vision. Also, Sora being there for the cover, and I mean, it's just pulling, just being 2 waves down to go against the Ziggs. That's kind of okay in the bigger scheme of things, as the rest of the map is fairly ahead, and they are kind of taking the time with this Drake, but it seems like they actually pull away from it. I don't quite know why they even started it if they don't follow up on the play. Kind of respecting Team Secret too much, to my opinion, but I mean, either of that. Kratos at the top side, we also just now see in the minimap as he is forced away, and Yoshino shoving in this wave. Kratos will miss 1, maybe 2 minions of those ones, and it's definitely a great start for Team Flash in general. I just want to see what Yoshino can really do with this lead, because you usually don't want to propel your tanks up further when you can play through your bot lane, especially Azaya is a very high resource champion, so Team Flash definitely has to have a plan, otherwise it will just fall apart come mid, come late game, if there happens to be one.
Yeah, we saw Eddie was able to utilize that teleport to get a bit of an advantage, get a tier and an amplifying tone. That's the one. And get a small advantage, get a small item advantage over Pudding, which I think with that pressure as well is maybe why they pulled off that dragon. Of course, Pudding was at the time stuck on a cull, but now has that Noon Quiver. Now maybe they can look to make a play bot lane after Kratos is going to be made a play of the top side, but he's playing very well around safety. He does not, he senses something is up and backs away quite quickly. But now Rift Herald is on the table. Maybe that is the next goal for the side of Fook.
Yeah, might just be the case that they are kind of ignoring the big objectives so far. I mean, the Herald just now being something that they kind of do on spawn, but other than that, this Drake start kind of looking very indecisive, but they are very decisive for this Rift Herald take up. I mean, everyone who's strong on the side of Team Flash, they played through the top side. The whole top side is, of course, close to this Rift Herald area. They can easily secure this one, and Team Secret knows this is not where we really want to fight. We are kind of fine if we just go the scaling game, so far at least, with the Ziggs and the Jays kind of being the damage threats and just winning the poke battle. But here the straight up fight is looking good for Team Flash again.
Okay, they're gonna knock Suhao back in. He's quite tanky, so they can't burst him down. And now can the follow-up come through from Artifact? Oh, the flash forward from Fuki's gone a bit too far. He's not gonna be able to get the resets going, but Puddin is here. And Puddin will pick up that triple kill, and they are back into this game. Fortunately, they give a little bit of space to Ziggs.
Yeah,
it's all good for Puddin.
They do, and Fook1 actually died quite early. It makes this fight not even that good for the side of Team Flash in general, as we see again how it really plays out. Puddin was the real hero of this play, but first of all, it was started by this good cast for the side of Jane, really pulling Shuard way too close in. Here's the Flash out of this, but Puddin right here, absolute Giga Jet. Flash forward on the Zarya in the level 6 mark, just landing all those feathers. Fook1 dying kind of in an awkward spot where he can't just get a good reset angle for the Viego, but still Puddin cleaning up house there. Didn't even use his Feather Storm for this one, but 3 kills for him. Now a decisive gold lead for Team Flash. And we were worried about this Zarya kind of falling behind to the Ziggs. Now not anymore.
No, definitely not anymore. They are gonna be quite comfortable. We're gonna see how much they get rewarded in terms of itemization once that scoreboard comes out. We saw there they completed the Berserker Greaves. And now, after that fight in the mid lane, Dragon is starting to be on the table. They've caught Zarya on the reset, has a pickaxe, has those Greaves. They're not going to be able to really contest this at all. Fig can't even try and get over the walls safely. So, free Dragon for the side of Secret. And does Team Flash want to try and get some exit kills? It'd be a bit of a risk. It
definitely would be, and I think they really shouldn't go for that one. Also, just now we see Bone Pitting being there for Artifact, so you can't really burst him down quite quickly, even with an AP heavy Gragas build, but he's going for the Word of Ages anyway, so he doesn't quite have the damage yet for it. Herald Charge, however, coming through, so it will secure 2 plates for the side of Team Flash, and yeah. This Drake takeaway by the side of Team Secret just being Team Flash kind of suffering from success, I gotta say. Reset timers being abused there. They just want a huge fight. They want to spend their gold. And that's just the result of that one. Overall, I think they are very fine with giving away 1 Drake to the side of Team Secret. As long as they are propelling further ahead in the gold department. I mean, every lane is kind of ahead right now. Fuk1, who had a brilliant early game, kind of also reaping the reward of all those takedowns. And Kratos just gets solo killed by Yoshino. Cassante difference.
Whew, yeah, okay. Just the all-out catching onto the cannon minion that is known as Minina. Pops him in the head. He's going to take that and should get a free demolish proc as well to round it out. So should be able to pick up a plate. And Yoshino, he got one bit of assistance from the side of Fuk1, and now he's just controlling this top lane. It's all good for him. And this counter pick, this Nah just not really doing anything, pretty much as we sort of expected. It's not really that powerful in this phase of the game. Definitely extremely vulnerable, as Jane's just going to keep pushing. So we're going to have to see, can Kratos convert this in the team fights? Can he make this pick worthwhile?
Yeah, and I hate to really bully the new one over there, but I mean, it kind of just might just be Kratos champion pool, right? I mean, they did this R5 Nah pickup. You hate the pick in general. I don't need to convince you either way. I mean, we just now see yet again how the mini Nah can really be punished by Cassandra. All out just feeling a lot of damage to him with all this high damage resources for Yoshino. I mean, he has an Iceborne Gauntlet that's just such a high damage item. I'm not serious, by the way. Either way, it's enough to just kill a squishy mini now, who doesn't have a high HP bar in general, to balance out the Mega Nah transformation. We can follow prey to this one quite easily. I mean, maybe a different top laner, or maybe top laner that has like more proficiency on the champion and the patch in general, would be able to pick those champions like an Olaf, like a Fiora, like a Camille, and maybe even the next one. I mean, it's not a hard champion, but they just didn't want to have it. And the Nah just being his band-aid fix to really try to have an impact on this game, not really working out so far. Yoshino definitely showing him who's boss so far in this game, as we also see Jane completing his Word of Ages, already being on the first stack. So the time is kind of ticking for Team Flash to have a very strong mid game come the 23-minute mark.
Yeah, we see Kyung just lurking bot side, wants to apply enough pressure that Eddie feels safe enough to try and satchel charge this tower that will net them the first brick very, very easily, unless Sora has anything to say about that. But should be pretty hard, but this wave clear from Xayah just a bit too strong right now for them to actually get close enough to hit the tower. And the threat is here. Fook wants to make something happen. Can he find something a bit safe from the side of Secret?
He can't. So with that, the game kind of slowing down for this moment at least, but Team Flash slowly but surely getting a great goal lead. I mean, we've spoken about 2k earlier, now it's getting close to 4k almost. I mean, with being a bit more than 3, and the next exact Drake is spawning in 80 seconds, but would be something that's very interesting for them, as they were giving away this other Drake for the side of the better reset timings, and the Cull now being cashed in for Puddin now also paying off. Mid lane T1 turret just now being done by Jane and Sora of all people, and there's not really any opposition being thrown at them by the side of Team Secret, no resistance really being there, and they barely miss out on first turret, which is kind of sad, as the enemy team has a 6. You kind of are following sacrifice to the satchel shard there. But the second herald, just now we see it in the observer eye on the left side, getting started by Fuk1, and I don't think that Team Secret can contest this whatsoever.
Yeah, sacrifice bot lane, they pick up mid, so they lose out a bit on the goal, but it's pressure nonetheless. And they've able to convert that into a second Rift Herald, and with putting a prep and a wave up on the top side, they should be able to pretty happily pick that one up to pick up that tower. It was weakened earlier by Yoshino. And, okay, Kratos, you're in a bad spot. You have some Naba, but if that pops in correctly, and it just did, yeah, you need to leave, my friend.
You need to leave. I mean, at least due to the fact that he's Mega Nah, he should be able to survive, but the turret, of course, will not survive, as it might just even die before the Herald charge comes in. I actually think it should, because otherwise you just mistime it. And now he's mini, and he still gets collapsed on. He just dies. Or does he? He doesn't.
Yeah, he needed to live. He gets hit by the depth charge. Not quite enough from Fook to run down the Nah, but as you said, the turret died before the charge, so it's a free full charge onto the second tower. They can't quite push in to finish it off because Ziggs. But it's all going well for the side of Team Flash. Almost just a little bit of sad sadness that they weren't able to finish off that gets away with the skin of his teeth. And now as we move into the side lanes, we see another issue with Team Secret's draft. Both your side lanes are AD. That means Yoshino gets to build as much armor as he wants and be happy the entire time.
Yeah, that Frozen Heart, if it gets completed, will be very high value. And of course, I mean, kind of sad that you didn't get to see Nah die a third time over there. I mean, you would definitely love to see that one. As this Hextech Drake gets started off by the side of Team Flash, and yeah, I don't think there's any opposition coming through for the side of the Secret. I mean, Kyang is close in the area, but I mean, what can you really throw at them? I mean, you just kind of don't deal the damage to really do anything to them. I mean, we were speaking about Yoshino and his Iceman Gauntlet plus Frozen Heart Rush that's coming through, but even without that, I mean, the Viego with the Divine Sando item build is still not squishy enough to just get one comboed by Maokai and Jace at this point, especially with Jace being behind. So there's nothing really Team Secret can do right now, just trying to stabilize as good as they possibly can, not getting caught out, giving away a Drake, a turret or two, and then just scaling next to the side of Team Flash. But I gotta say, even if they do that one, right? I mean, they aren't really outscaling them. It's Jace against Gragas, it's Now against Cassandra, it's Ziggs against the Dire. Those are also like very high resource chips that are loving the free farm that they really get on the map.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle, but the gods have smiled upon us and gifted us a Mountain Drake. Despite the odds, we get an actual Drake that these teams should be fighting over pretty consistently. It's something they want to put in their arsenal. They want to get these tanks as tanky as possible. They want to be able to defend themselves against bits of poke, bits of all-in. If you can slow down Fook just enough with that armor, you can pop him before he gets to reset. If you can stop the poke from Jace and Ziggs, that's also a huge bonus to Team Flash. So I hope to see a lot of violence committed in the next 3 seconds. 3 minutes, not 3 seconds. But Dragon should be fun, and this mid lane is left unintended. It's Ziggsing time.
I mean, is it really? I mean, Poland just easily being able to defend it 1v3, but now the crosshair play coming through. Kratos still being targeted. I mean, the hop from Na is like one good spell, right? I mean, it's a double hop if he just targets onto literally anything. Can easily make the explosive cast being something that makes him easily get out. But Fuk1 gets collapsed on. Jane can TP out, but can Fuk1 get escape? He probably can't.
No, that is going to land onto him.
He does!
Miss. He's got the flash.
He's out.
Oh my god. The solar flare misses, and they can't catch him. He's just too slippery in that mist.
And he could have been even slippier.
All that resource committed topside.
Yeah,
that's
it's just
gonna be pressure converted to a tower.
It might just be a free bot lane in the turret with the demolish coming through, but Pullen is committing, but Pullen instead wants a blue buff here. When Yoshino alone as a full tank can chunk like almost 2/3 of the turret. That's so insane actually. And Fuk1 was even slippier than we thought, right? I mean, he didn't even use his Heartbreaker defensively to dash away even further. Was very cool. I mean, he was not even close from being collapsed on. I mean, it could have been even easier for him. Either way of that, 5k goes lead now for Team Flash. They equalize the Drake score, and they are very much in firm control of this game. Navori Quick Blades would be the next finish for the side of Poland, who's very strong in this game right now. Word of Ages being more than half stacked on the side of Jane, who just now finished stacking his Seraphs and Grave fully, so he's a few minutes away from hacking the game, just being way too strong for 2-item power spike, which now has been reached by Puddin. He's now getting closer to his 3rd item, and Team Flash, they're so strong. Baron spawning in 10 seconds, they might just take it early. They have good Baron take, right? I mean, it's Viego and Zaya. Sante and Gragas deal decent damage to it while still being able to tank it. Could just be one way to make it a close one, or a clean one, rather quickly here. So we're getting collapsed on though.
Okay, but that's gonna put a damper on the Baron as Sora just gets collapsed on. Good pick by Kyung, but Yoshino wants to continue it. Can he actually make it in? No, he cannot.
No, he can't. It's just a single pickup by the side of Team Secret. I mean, at least it shows like some signs of life, right? Still being mentally in there, getting a pick onto Sova, who was there without really his team protecting him for a possible collapse. So I easily just grabbed that freebie. At this Mega Inferno Bomb has been very optimistic, I gotta say. I mean, the center was right in the mid lane turret itself. The Mega Inferno Bomb doesn't hit the turret. I mean, Ziggs has a lot of turret damage in general, but you can't just ult the turret. It doesn't work. Either way, just some poke landing. I'm just making fun of him a little bit here. Eddie knows better. I just gotta say that one. as the next wave spawned in 40 seconds. Setup being there for the side of Team Flash, of course. And they already did the Scuttle Crab and this control ward on the lower side. And Jay now pushing up this top lane means, of course, that this top lane wave needs to be defended by anyone on Team Secret's side. It's looking to be Kratos right now, who might just want to TP in for a potential Drake fight. But I just gotta recommend for Team Secret to just give it up. You can't just fight Team Flash right now unless you just find a huge pickup and Team Flash is out of position. So it would be better to treat lightly over there.
It's only the first one of these drakes. You've managed to sneak away that Infernal Drake before, but Suhama's stepped too far forward, and he's going to get picked off by Sora. Jane is coming around from the flank. It's a huge barrel, knocks the Ziggs right in. Eddie has got a Yoshino on his head, and he will be removed. And Jane is going to be traded on the back. Cannot win the 3v1. The overall 2-4-1. Jane is down, but that should be a dragon. The pudding is quite low. Yeah, no, it's still going to be a dragon. But, yeah.
Artifact even tipping to the top side. And I just gotta say, Team Secret kind of went away easy there. I expected much worse for them to really fight a 5v5 from this point of the game where they are so far down. And Jane finding that huge flank on the Gragas, actually being a suicide mission for himself with that huge cast landing, but still letting them a 2-for-1 on the side of Team Flash as well as a Drake. They're probably happy with that one. As Artifact, however, claims the top lane tier 1 turret. And considering how far down they really are, I think Team Secret has kind of held themselves quite nicely with that one. However, Artifact CP now being expanded would be a TP advantage for the side of Jane in the next minutes, and Team Flash might just abuse this one for something like a Baron threat with putting Jane to the bot lane, pressuring that side lane, while being busy with the Foreman squad to really start off this Baron area, securing vision, maybe even starting off the Baron itself, and then potentially going for the two-man attack or two-side attack to just go for Baron and the side to push itself, while Team Secret can only defend one of those.
We've definitely seen good work out of Team Flash so far. It was a nice response from Artifact to pick up that tower. Now we have to say, how does this Baron go? There's not a lot of deep vision in for the side of Sora. Team Flash have not done their due diligence there, but I will say something that I like to see is it's actually the Locket of the Iron Solari coming out for the Nautilus. We saw how much damage Puddin took in that last team fight. And if Sora can help keep his AD carry alive a little bit longer, keep him a little bit healthier, it makes conversion objective so much easier. And they have more than enough damage. They don't need the Evan Shroud. They can just keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Nautilus doesn't really need to do any damage amplification whatsoever here. I mean, they are just so strong carries, right? This means just with Gragas, Viego, and Zaya alone, I mean, don't really need Yoshino to do any damage, and he still kind of does because he's Cassandra with Iceborne Gauntlet. He still hits like a truck, respectively. And actually, he didn't go Frozen Heart, but he went Force of Nature. I don't know what magic damage he's trying to prevent over there. I mean, I kind of do, because the Ziggs is not... Ziggs, and the Maokai actually going for Demonic is hurting quite a bit for Maokai standards, at least. I mean, not like the broken Maokai we had a few patches ago. So I don't hate the pickup in general. I just wanted to see the Frozen Heart first, as we expected that one earlier. But this one also an acceptable adaptation, I gotta say, as he's also using the movement speed from the Force of Nature quite well. And the damage is quite there for such inflation. The Nautilus definitely doesn't need any more. And also that's just one way for Nautilus to keep being relevant in the later part of the game. As Zhuhao, you're dead, man.
Fook is gonna find Suo. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful cask. That's going to convert pretty quickly. He's going to delay a little bit with that Zenith Blade, but Fook will take another kill, and now everybody's loaded and ready to convert that into a Baron if they want to start. They don't want to start, though. They want to keep lurking in the jungle and try and drag in another member of Team Secret into the trap. Yoshino's going to poke forward and not against Artifact, but...
I just felt the dive with Jane going in, but he doesn't have a cask. That's kind of the hard part, right? I mean, you could just go for a Flash Body Slam, but that alone is not enough CC, and they are really playing in a patient game. One pick off onto the support, not enough to really start up the Baron. And Team Flash playing very risk averse. I don't want to call it scared, because I think it's a smart decision to just don't fight it 5v4 while tanking the Baron and just the support being down. Also, the support having a very low death timer means that even Zhuhao would be quick to just get back onto the map. And Team Flash can just keep playing the game out. The rate is currently looking for them. They are not really scaling poorly. They are just far ahead and can just really play for Drake after Drake. And as soon as they are like playing for the soul, getting the soul would just be basically a free win for them, as Mountain Soul against all this poke from Jace and to some extent even Maokai and the Ziggs would just mean that Team Secret can't really do any damage that really sticks. So by that time, Team Secret would have to fight a very hard 5v5 fight and would likely lose that one. So Team Flash is very patient in this game to just play for every Drake, one after another. They don't really have to hard force the Baron at all.
Yeah, they're gonna be very happy to just pick up these Drakes, as mentioned before. It's gonna be a lot harder to punch through and really put damage into Pudding now. He's got that Bloodthirster, and as these stack up, you've got the Iron Salak, you've got the Locket, granting allies extra bonus resistances. Those get bumped up by the Mountain Drake as well. So that's going to be a very tanky Xayah, all things considered. And they're going to have to... Team Secret are getting hard pressed to actually find an angle now. Their poke doesn't stick anymore. Doesn't stick if it doesn't land either artifact, but it's just Team Flash playing for the Drakes. They want to keep it calm and collected. And they've corralled Team Secret so far.
They absolutely do. And they also have the better map control over here. But this is Nature's Grasp really landing, but they can't really kill anyone. Actually, Puddin is super low. What? He died to Demonic.
Puddin takes a lot of damage, dies to the burn, and now they have to fight the 4v5. It's a big Gnarlt. Sora is taken extremely low, and Cassante is left completely isolated. Now Fuka's gonna get cut down as well. Jane just has to sit there and watch Team Secret find the angle and just remove the entirety of Team Flash. And now they can take that and turn on to Baron.
Just how? I mean, Puddin probably just had to tank up all the spells from Maokai, and nobody was there to really go for the body block, and he just underestimated that he could just die to the Demonic Embrace burn, which he actually ended up falling at the end of the day. And with Puddin being down, the fight kind of looks playable for Team Secret. They also landed good chunks on other members. It's like actually killed off Yoshino, and Fuquan being chunked very, very low this one. And yeah, Ziggs Bob is definitely hurt, especially with CC setup. So Team Secret not out of the picture just yet. However, their Baron reset timers mean that it will be Soul Point, Mountain Soul Point, even for the side of Team Flash, which is a consolation prize that's definitely decent for them. But they never should have lost that fight in the first place. As Fuquan, you might just be caught again.
Yeah, Fuchs in a rough position. Everything lands, but he has the Heartbreaker, as Puddin is doing his best to clear the waves, but the threats, the bombs, they're raining down from Eddie. That tower is not long for this world as the satchel comes down. Now James doesn't have a cask. He can't really make anything happen from this. Fuchs had to reset. They're just posturing. They're just trying to pressure as best they can on Team Secret, but they can't keep the wave clear up from Team Flash. So I'm waiting for something to happen, but again, no real engage tools. We have to look to maybe Yoshino finding a flank.
Will just be
and
Team
maybe
Secret.
Not all outing at the immediate start of the fight.
Maybe not. Either way, now Team Secret has a decent chance in this game yet again. They have that Baron buff. They are down less than 2k gold. It doesn't really mean much at all. And the Solar Flare now not landing, but the Nature's Grasp coming through yet again. This was deadly last time. This time, not quite as much, but Sora wants to engage.
Sora's gonna look for it. He finds a hook, but it's on to Suhao. The barrel
Kratos
sends the backline scattered, but it doesn't knock anyone in. Kratos on the backside. He's gonna knock in Fook. He's gonna get dragged back by Yoshino though, and that will be a kill for the side of Flash, and that gives a bit more health to Fuquan. He's gonna have to. It's gonna probably be the end of it. And Team Secret get to keep pushing despite the man disadvantage.
They want to keep pressing due to the low health bars on the side of Team Flash, but they aren't really getting anything. But Team Secret, I think they kind of feel like forced here. Puddin is going in.
Yoshino's going to get another big knockback. Now Pudding can just tear through the front line. Suhao's going to fall, so will Kyung. And that's another double kill to the Xayah. They've defended the Baron. They've defended the mid lane.
And I just gotta applaud Team Secret for finding this one team into the Baron. But other than that, with this Baron in general, they didn't really get anything. And I think they kind of needed to get more. It was kind of an invitation by the side of Team Flash for them to really come back into this game. Team Secret kind of felt forced due to their overall worst scaling, maybe, that they get more of those inner turrets, and they didn't even get a single one of those. Also, like, Kratos on this Mega now, right? A very much overforced engage where he was still taking the turret and then getting into the mini now, just falling prey relatively easily, meant that they easily lose this Nah. TP coming through from the side of Team Secret to really force more. And now they are the ones, while Baron was almost still on their side, to lose both inner turrets, and Team Flash burning a lot of Baron buffs in general. And just now being yet again in a very stable position, right? They got this 5k gold yet again. Now it means a bit less, but they also got this one constellation prize Drake earlier on. So at the end of the day, Team Secret, despite winning this huge fight, got absolutely nothing out of it.
Yeah, they picked... That Baron technically runs it back down to the negative after that huge play coming off from Team Flash, and now there's so much gold on this side. 4 items completed, and now Zeal in inventory as well. They are so far ahead. Unfortunately, for the side of Team Flash, as we saw, if Puddin does die, that's pretty much the gold lead. So these fights are winnable from Team Secret if they can find their targets, if they can catch Puddin off guard. With that GA, it's going to be a little bit harder to do so.
So with the Hex Flash, but he doesn't land the Death Line.
This next Baron.
2 ultimates burnt by Team Secret already, 3 already. Now, they now have to force something.
Alright.
Oh, they are so screwed.
Everything's going to come in. Suhao gets dragged back by the Cassante, that Zenith Blade leading him too far, and the follow-up onto Kyung. Now they've destroyed the front line. They are just going to chase Team Secret back into their base. There's nothing for them to turn onto. It's just a bit more gold to the side of Team Flash. They can't siege up against this the range from Secret. So Flash just going to take the free gold and allow it to set them up good pressure for this Dragon Soul rather.
Yeah, they can't really push anything against Ziggs and Jace. I mean, they just wave clear way too well. And from the side of Team Secret, that's kind of like the falling ways for them. The silver line, that while they are inting away 2 kills, it's still just gold for Team Flash and some pressure. Fukwon being able to push away this top lane shortly before Drake, right? It's 20 seconds for this Mountain Soul for the side of Flash, and nothing really being in position for Team Secret to really play around that. They just now have to give away this top lane wave to just be in vicinity of this Drake. And now Team Flash, of course, with the vision advantage, with the map advantage on the control side, can just now look for a trap even to just land away. Juho's getting this ring again.
Yeah, that's just a knock back from Zuhao. Jane has just had Zuhao's number, hates that man with the passion of this game. And with that takedown, that's Flash feeling extremely comfortable to move on to this dragon. Kyung's just not even going to bother. He's not even going to try for a steal. He's just leaving. He's just evacuating the area. And with that soul in hand, you can just convert that straight into a Baron setup. Leave Sora in the front line to knock out Kyung, and away you go.
That's just the problem right there. I mean, it's a free Mountain Drake Mountain Soul. It got nerfed quite a little bit. I think it's not even on the competitive patch right now, so that really not helping them. As Kratos tries to Mega Knight again, and here's the problem. Team Secret doesn't deal damage anymore.
He whiffs and Team Flash just tear him apart. Sora goes down kind of low, I guess, but that's another pick. They don't even have to concern themselves that much. Yoshino and Pudding can just freely two-man this Baron. They have to be a bit careful about
it's a bit flippy.
He has to stay close-ish. Oh no, come on, you can't let him get that close. He doesn't get it. Luckily for Flash, they're gonna pick up the tree. They're gonna have this Baron. But that was so much closer than it needed to be, as mid lane turret actually falls to minions.
Yeah, falls to minions, actually gets an objective bounty as well, but I mean the damage already is done, right? I mean, Baron being taken by the Team Flash, it was a little closer than it actually should have been, as Kyung actually got into the pit and was pulling on the Xayah, really finishing it off. Definitely not the cleanest game for the side of Team Flash, as they are however collapsing with the TP on towards the side of Team Secret, and Yoshino looking for the flank. This might just be the play where he really nullifies Artifact completely. Yeah, going on to Zhuhao first. Zhuhao kind of the sacrificial lamb a lot of time.
Yeah.
But now they just go on to him. Maybe another cast to knock him in, but that doesn't even need to be the case here, as Zhuhao just gets taken down. Not really much damage taken by the side of Team Flash, and now it's 5v4 with Soul, with Baron. They should look to get another push here.
Yeah, they pick up a pretty comfortable pick onto the support. This time, as you mentioned, no cast required. Now we're gonna see where they go to try and walk it in. They have a very strong. They have these Baron buffs. It means the Ziggs is
Bouncy
so
castle?
massively ineffectual against this. Now they've picked Kyung once again. The ultimate from the Nautilus knocks up artifact. They can't convert onto that yet, but it's fine. They're gonna pick up 2 inhibitors. Kratos and Eddie. What can they do? Can artifact find any damage? Doesn't seem like
Kratos gets
given
hooked.
the Mountain Drakes. Kratos is hooked. Kratos is in a stopwatch, but he's just so squishy. He falls down, and now Fook has kind of given himself away by turning into the Gnar. He survives by the skin of his teeth, and now there are very low health bars on the side of Team Flash, except for Puddin, who is pushing extremely far forward. He wants to kill Suhao once again. He wants to get some more, and as he does, he's going to get a kill on Fountain. The Nexus is going to fall behind him. And Team Flash, if they don't get too silly around the Fountain, they're going to pick up